Hi, my name is Raman Virapin. I'm a full-time medical doctor, and I've also been a home bartender for the past 5 years. During that time, I've learned how to make over 100 different cocktails, and I've thrown over 50 cocktail parties. And now I help other busy professionals master home bartending. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to make a shaken cocktail if you don't have any bar tools or equipment at home. So what do you do if you don't have any of this equipment? Especially if you don't have this thing right here, which is a Boston shaker. Well, there's still ways for you to make a shaken cocktail at home, and that's what I'm going to show you in this video. So this is great for you all, especially if you're just starting out on your journey and you haven't bought any of this equipment or any of these tools yet. Or the other example would be if you have all this stuff, but you're going over to your friend's house or you're traveling out of state and you still want to make cocktails. There's ways to do that without having all of this stuff. You just need basic household kitchen items. So the main things you need really, there's really three things. First, you need one thing to measure your drink. Then you need measure your ingredients specifically. Then the second thing you need is an enclosed vessel or container to pour everything into and then to shake everything up. And then finally, you need, when you're ready to serve the drink, you need a cup and some ice. But the ice can just be from your fridge or your freezer. It could just be like the simple ice. It doesn't have to be anything fancy from one of those ice trays. Because remember, this is if you don't have any equipment or tools. So what am I going to be using today? So to measure the ingredients for the drink, there really is nothing better. If you don't have a jigger, there's really nothing better than a tablespoon. And there's a couple of reasons for that. First is that a tablespoon is equal to half of an ounce. So it's really easy to scale up or down. For example, if the drink calls for half an ounce, it's going to be one of these. If it calls for 1 ounce of an ingredient, then 2 of these. 2 ounces of ingredient, 4 of these. So it's very easy to scale up and down. And the other main reason is that everyone has this. Everyone has a tablespoon in their kitchen. So no matter whose house you're going over to, if you're just starting out on your own journey, you have one of these and you can use this in place of a jigger. Next, as you can see, I have a plastic Tupperware box here, Tupperware container, and that's what I'm going to be using to shake the drink. A few other kitchen items that you can use or household items would be a mason jar or a water bottle. So those are two other good options if you don't have a plastic Tupperware box like this. And then finally, I just have my normal glassware here. I'm using clear glass just so you can all see what the drink looks like, but you can just as easily use a metal cup, a coffee mug, a solo cup, really anything. And the ice in here is just the ice that my own fridge makes at home. And for the sample cocktail that we're going to be making today, we're just going to be doing a daiquiri. I picked that because it's only 3 ingredients and I already had them already at home. So let's go ahead and make the drink. So daiquiri calls for 2 ounces of rum. And as I just said, a tablespoon is equal to half an ounce. So we're going to be using 4 tablespoons of rum. And then we're going to be pouring that directly into the Tupperware. So as you can tell, it's not the most precise, but it does pretty much get the job done. Then my daiquiri recipe calls for a full 1 ounce of lime juice, so that's going to be 2 tablespoons. And then finally, 3/4 of an ounce of simple syrup, so that's actually going to be 1.5 tablespoons, so you're going to really have to eyeball this one. So that's 1, and then we're just going to be really eyeballing the half ounce here. So now we have all the ingredients in the Tupperware container. I'm going to be pouring the ice directly in there. So now we have our ice and our ingredients in the Tupperware container together. So then you just want to make sure everything is enclosed. You won't get as perfect a seal as if you're using a real shaker, so just really be careful. And then as I do with the cocktail, go ahead and shake this for about 8 to 10 seconds. Now you have everything shaken up. Go ahead and pour that directly into your glass. And there you have it, a daiquiri, which is a shaken cocktail that I made completely without using any of my fancy bar tools or equipment here.